just now getting over having this issue with buying beats from other motherfuckers. You know, that's a new thing. I mean, it's not new. People have been buying beats from producers all day long for decades, but the whole new everybody selling beats type of shit. And you know, the beat making thing is saturated. And I knew it already, but I knew it when I heard on Reddit somebody posted that they've been doing, and I'm paraphrasing too, but the gist of the conversation or the question or statement he was making was that they had been making music for only a year, and they were the whole thing about them being frustrated should they give up or whatever. Yeah, let me get on this. And they had been making beats for a whole year. They admittedly a beginner, didn't know what they was doing, and then they getting a little bit better and blah 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 blah. And now it's a year later, they did all this shit, got these channels, this, that, and the third, and haven't sold one beat. I kind of chuckled because I know this person is serious to the motherfucker. Like, because that's the mentality of people today that don't understand what it is to develop an act, to develop an artist, to develop a sound, to develop a look, to develop a style. All that shit comes into play. All of it. And we live in a time where people want the shit right the fuck now. I can tell you from experience, in the early days, and especially in stand-up, in the early days of social media, I can't tell you how many times a motherfucker go to an open mic, the next day they didn't change their shit on their social media talking about they a stand-up comic now. Like, what the fuck? And so the same comment in the music forum, it reminded me of that. And the kid was, I'm sure he was sincere. He had been making beats for a whole year and was like asking the group, should he give up or not? Because he ain't selling nothing. Now, I had been fortunate when I first started making beats. It took me about a year and some change. I got into a rap group and started making beats for the group and and selling beats. I was lucky. But because I was already a writer and already into, you know, a lot of elements played a part in me being able to do what I was able to do. But I saw, you know, from experience, you know, and from development myself in the different genres of entertainment that I do, there's development. I didn't find my voice as a comic for at least 10 years. I changed. I used to be, matter of fact, if you look at any of my stand-up right now, you won't, because I don't think I got audio, but you won't see a visual of what I used to do. I used to go out on stage every show with a USA Today under my arm. And then once I hit the mic, I used to pull that bitch out and riff off of whatever the headline was. I wouldn't look at it before I got on stage. I just had that bitch under my arm and would go, and that's what I would do. And I haven't done that shit in 20 years. I ain't did that shit in 20 years. You know, I think about doing it every now and then just to see if I can still do it. I'm sure I can, but, you know, fucking with a newspaper and the political climate right now, nigga, I'm going on there. I'm going to get canceled tour. It starts on the 12th, actually. I'm getting back on stage on the 12th in the UP. It's been a while since I've been sick and shit, and you know, I performed at about 80% of the casinos in Michigan, and a lot of them was in the Upper Peninsula. And I do a joke about Iron Mountain. I've been doing this joke for like 15 fucking years, and only once where I was in another state, and I do the joke. You know, it's a racist joke. You know, I say, "Can you guess where I'm from?" And most white people say, when I say I'm from Michigan, and you say, "Can you guess where in Michigan?" And most white people say, "Detroit." And I'm like, that's some racist shit. Why can't you be from like Iron Mountain or something, or you know, somewhere up at the UP? And one time, one lady was like, "I'm from Iron." No, I used to say Escanaba, and then I say or Iron Mountain. One time, this lady was like, "I'm from Escanaba." I was like, damn. So I just got a gig a couple months ago in Iron Mountain, so I get to pull that joke out and people get to laugh at that shit or whatever. But I didn't find my voice for 10 fucking years. I didn't find, because when like I said, I used to start off with a newspaper under my arm. I didn't, because you're just spitting out material in the beginning. So you spitting out material trying to see what's funny and see, if how you say it or the bottom line is how you say it that makes it funny. And until you develop your persona, everything that come out your mouth ain't gonna be funny like it should if you know and develop your character to its fullest. So, for example, they used to say don't throw away any jokes because you may not, and that's the same for, I think, lyrics too. I just deleted some lyrics today, so I broke that rule. But they say don't throw away any jokes because that for some reason that joke made you chuckle, and it's your job to articulate why that joke was funny to the audience. So at your time of development, you may not be able to articulate to an audience why that shit was funny to you in the first place. But when you develop your character, your persona, that nigga can do it. That motherfucker can do it. So that's why you don't throw away a joke. I done had a couple of them things that in the early days, if the person that I was in the early days was to try to pull this joke off, they wouldn't be able to do it. This nigga can do it. Me, I can do it. I can say I can do it now. You know what I'm saying? So the dude was frustrated after a year. And so I went on there and gave my 2 cents and said, matter of fact, I'll tell you exactly what I said. I gave my 2 cents and I said, they gave me an upvote for it. So I said, it takes time. Your music could suck. Your experience is everything with the development of your sound. You said a year ago. Have you even found your voice yet? Have you performed your music in front of an audience to see live reactions to your music? In my opinion, are questions you should ask yourself and answer honestly. And I think that's a honest frustration coming from this cat. I think it's a real honest frustration coming from him. And I could tell from that statement probably his age range, and that seems to be the consensus with that particular demographic. They think that because you go buy the equipment and go, you buy certain equipment, that's going to do it for you. And then if you do this certain thing, that's going to do it for you. And another thing that I want to touch on, and it may not be this show, I may touch on it and I may focus on another show, but the fact that, what if your shit suck? Nobody wants to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't seen anything where anyone says, well, maybe your shit just sucks. That's why you're not getting any likes or any sales, or like, no one takes that into consideration. Maybe you putting out some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a possibility that people don't like your shit. That's a real possibility. They can not like your shit because it sucks. They can not like it because they just don't like it. But people don't accept that. It's got to be a reason. It can't be the fact that I've been doing it for a year. I should win a Grammy right now because I've been doing it for a year. So and so did it, and they was only doing it for 2 months. That's the problem. That's the problem. We got too many seemingly overnight sensations that, said, yeah, I was sitting in the bedroom one day because, my mama wouldn't give me no money, and I made this beat, and next thing I know, I got 1 million views on it, and and then everybody else try to copy that. They go into their mama house in their basement and ask mama for some money so she could say no, and then go downstairs and do that same reason. It didn't work for me. He said he went to the basement of his mama house, asked her for some money, and she didn't give no money, and then made a song, and he was a star. It didn't happen for me. Why? That's what people be like, man. It's like, fuck. Maybe it's just not good. Maybe it's just not good. That's a subject we got to start. And then a branch of that subject is why your friends ain't telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? Music is subjective. Any art and entertainment is subjective. But I believe and feel like at some point after a year, especially after a year, at some point you know if your shit suck. You know. Come on. You know. Come on. You know. Let's be real. You know. Come on, man. You know. You, I got a friend who has. No, let me rephrase that because I don't want to identify it. Because this ain't to be mean spirited. Because I love these people. I grew up with them, but they have. I know somebody who I feel is like being a culture vulture, and I'll give anybody their props. I don't give a fuck what color they are, but I feel like he's a culture vulture, and just doing it for likes and follows, for fame and fortune, and he fucking sucks. Shit is utterly trash. I mean, straight garbage. Like, when I see it, my dog even go, you really listening to that? Like, straight trash, man. But he persistent and consistent. And he may have a chance to get better, but I can tell you what he's not doing. Just from experience. I've been in show business for almost 30 fucking years. I can tell you what he ain't doing. And I'm having a real time epiphany right now, thinking about what I'm about to say, and say that this cat does record his shows. So, because in order to grow and develop as an artist, this goes for any genre that you are performing, you need to record yourself. And the reason being is, I remember when my comedy changed. Every time my comedy stepped up a game, I remember. And it was because certain things that I did that a couple people gave me advice on based on them watching my act. And I listened. One cat told me, we was in a hotel room after the show one time getting drunk and talking shit. And he was like, you know the secret to stand up? I was like, yeah, some old white dude. He was like, and we was watching some stand up on TV. He said, when you learn. And he was speaking as if I was that comic on TV, or he was. And he was like, when you learn to write for that guy, that's when you got it. When I say that guy, meaning you. When you watch yourself, you see things that just listening to doesn't tell you about your performance. You're watching yourself. That's why I don't understand what actors say they don't watch their movies. They I know sometimes it be hard to be like, I go, we could have done another take. But in order to grow as an artist, you must watch, especially if you are a performer of, to me, music and or stand-up. You have to watch yourself. Let me give you an example for stand-up. You may be a funny cat. Right? You may be funny as a motherfucker. And you still don't understand why you funny. Because, damn, I did this joke there and the shit didn't hit like it did here. And sometimes it cannot hit because you said the same joke, but you didn't do the same thing with your face. Right? They may have laughed when you did that joke that one time, because of a smirk you made after you said a certain line within that joke. Or you set that joke up and didn't even have to say shit. You just made a face. Or a certain intonation and a word within that joke. When you see it, you're like, oh. That adds an extra element onto the verbiage. That's why they laugh. Not necessarily because of what I said, is how I said it and the facial expression that I made. That's how you grow as an artist. So when you rapping, damn, I lost him when I did this shit. You thinking it's something that you said, but it's really what you did at the corner of that stage that really threw him off, and you lost your audience. On top of the shit you said. You know what I'm saying? So this cat that I'm talking about, he records his shit and happily shows it off. Like, so it's not getting any better. So which tells me that he's just recording it. He ain't watching that shit. He recording that shit and then putting it on internet so he can get some praise and likes and shit like that. And he's not. I've been watching him. I'm silently rooting for him. He's been avoiding me because he doesn't want to hear the truth. He knows I'm going to tell him he fucking sucks. And so he's been kind of avoiding me. You know what I'm saying? And not, really. He done been to Michigan and ain't came by the studio. Come on, man. It's a more to it in our relationship that has me frustrated. But it's neither here nor there. The bottom line is people are expecting 40 years of experience in one application in 6 months. They're expecting to win a fucking Grammy off the bat. No one wants to develop their artistry. Development is a real fucking. That's why Motown was so successful, because they developed. That's why you had the Motown houses. One house did this, one house did that, one house. That's what we tried to do. One house was for the artist development, one house for finance, one house was for the. They developed those artists from the dancing to the way they said and did the music to how they got interviewed on TV to what they supposed to do on radio. That's a development. All that. That's still needed today, and it's not being done. It's not being done at all. They just, people like that. Here go $1 million. Get out there. And then wonder why you don't see the motherfuckers 30 days later. Is because there's no artist development. There's nothing memorable about your act or aesthetically pleasing, because it's fucking trash. You just out there, like the cat that I was talking about, he just be on stage, walking around, unconfident, looking at everything but the audience, and, putting the mic way up here in his mouth, like, and just walking around and then rapping over his track. The motherfucker is doing a cover song of his own rap. Nigga, come on, man. Come on. You doing cover raps of your own goddamn song, man. You're not confident. He's not a real MC in regards to the fact that the reason why you rapping over your track is because if you lose your place or that music go off, you stuck. What you gonna do? Oh, hold up. You supposed to keep on going. Boom, 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 boom. The show don't stop. The show must go on. What you gonna do? And that's the problem that I have, is that, he came to Michigan talking about he was headlining, and I played dumb. I knew what he was. I think I knew what he was talking about. He was talking about a rap show, but I wanted him to say it. His peeps told me, hey, my fam gonna be there, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, yeah, doing what? And he came on talking about, I'm headlining a show. I'm like, okay, well, you rap? I didn't say rap. I said, what, you doing comedy? You doing a play? What, a movie? What? He didn't respond because he really want the response that he thinks I'm going to give. Now, I'm not going to give it on a public forum like that and embarrass him, or I would have done it already. I want him to ask me my opinion. He knows my opinion because he knows he's not doing what he should be doing to make himself better as a rapper. I'm a rapper and you a rapper, and you know me. I watched your ass grow up. You came over to my house and I called myself trying to teach you how to make music or whatever, and then 2 years later, all of a sudden, you a rapper, you ain't saying nothing to me? You know what I'm saying? What's that about? Like, I don't know, that seems a little sneaky to me. Why you ain't say? I know why you ain't saying nothing, because he trash. He trash. Because the stuff that I was trying to teach him when he was at my place was I was trying to teach. So this is how I learned about buying beats off a line. I learned it from this motherfucker. I learned it from this young motherfucker. I'm old school. I'm an old head. That's my lane. I ain't gonna hold you up. That's my lane. I'm an old head. So when I make music, I'm tracks, individual tracks. I'm laying, all that old shit. I'm not pulling beats off of Beatmaster or whatever, Wishmat, all that old shit. And I do it now. I bought a couple beats in that realm and doing shit or whatever. I had to swallow some pride because I can't do everything, and fuck, I can accomplish a little bit more if I let some of the workload go to some talented individuals. So I've been buying a little couple beats here and there, but I make sure I buy the stems as well. I don't just buy the track. I buy the fucking whole package. You know what I'm saying? So I could do what I need to do with. That's me. So Cat came on my house. I'm teaching him how to, and you could tell, young kid, he just sitting there like, you might as well just be picking his nose because he wasn't interested in what the fuck I was saying. And then he had said, well, I just usually go to the internet, pull a beat off it, and rap over it. What? I was flabbergasted when he said, you do what? You do? No, man, how you, what? And then I didn't see him for like 2 years. And then next thing you know, he Grandmaster Flash, this motherfucker. This nigga's Drake. I was like, what the hell is going on, man? Yeah, man. Cats just want it too fast, man, and don't want to develop that act. They should develop it. And our whole thing is take the time to make a classic. That's a 50 Cent quote. Take the time to make a classic, because even he know, as an OG, no one's taking the time to just make some good fucking music. T-Pain said it. If you go to my website, it's a video. The first video you see is T-Pain. Do something different. Do something else. Do something. He screams it. Do something else. We got Lil Baby, the baby, all the babies. We got all of them. All the littles. Lil, we got it. And so our music sounds different. Our shit don't sound shit like the shit you normally listen to on the radio right now. And so, and I'm not scared of that. I'm not scared of different. I'm not scared of, people saying, that don't sound, that's the point. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? Find something new. Let's listen to something new. Take it back to the old school a little bit. And that's what we are priding ourselves over here doing. We ain't better than everybody. We don't claim to be. We not gangster. We not, we just coming at it with a different perspective. We feel like, every song, somebody ain't got to die in that bitch, especially our peoples. You know what I'm saying? To perpetuate those stereotypes and those ills within our community is that's just dead, man. That's just old. We not doing that no more. We trying to rise above that shit, man. The best way as we can, and part of it, whether we want to admit that shit or not, is the entertainment content that we produce and put out there in the world. Don't get me wrong, I ain't no prude. I like my little freak songs and gangster shit when I especially when I'm working out. I need some shit to motivate me, make me mad, and put some blood through these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I like my grown folk music too, just like everybody else. But that's all we got. That's all we hear. Everybody blah blah blah. Everybody got motherfuckers is dying for real over this shit. It's like, man, come on, man. This shit supposed to be fun. This shit supposed to be fun, man. We supposed to be having fun, educating each other, challenging each other. Private message. Yeah, I gotta take my dog out. He's looking at me like, hey man, it's time. I ain't taking shit this morning. I'm gonna take you outside in a minute, okay? Papa's done. I'm gonna take you outside in a minute. All right, y'all. Y'all go check out the new music on Spotify. Like I said, it's doing real good. I am pissed off the fact that we was, you know, them shit, them algorithms and all them shit. Them motherfuckers will humble your ass. We was riding high and every day numbers was going up. Hit like 520. I'm like, yeah, nigga. Some of y'all that might be little, low numbers or whatever. But I'm proud of them numbers. That shit is organic. We didn't buy any of them. So that means, just if you just break it down and think about it, 520 motherfuckers, and that's just one account. I got two of them, so the other one is like 100 and something, Mr. Woosaa. So technically 640 or 650 monthly listeners for my music. So that's six. So in theory, that's 640 individuals that are willing to listen to your shit multiple times. I got a few songs that have streamed more than 1,000 already, which is dope. It's dope. That's fantastic. One of them is on its way to 2,000 streams. That's fucking fantastic. And it was organic. It wasn't nothing paid for, nothing. Other than submitting to curators. Listen to my music. Hey, you like it, put it on your shit. But yeah, so check it out. Listen for yourself. Right now, working on a documentary for Greenwood District Studios. Working on some soundtrack music for that. Going to a film festival this week to meet up with a fellow filmmaker. Check out his film that he has in the festival, and talk about doing a film together. So got some things going on. Check out the website, gdsmusic.net or hoodrawls.com. I'll be soon selling beats on there and putting beats on there. I got a few stacked up. I'm stacking some more up, and then I'm going to put them on there all at once so that they are available for you to consume. All right? You going to say something to the folks? Say, no, take me outside. I'll take you outside in a minute, okay? Yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out. This show, edited version of the show, won't be out for at least 3-4 weeks. So, got probably about 8 shows in front of this. I've been stacking them so that when I go on the road or anything else, I'm doing production work or whatever, that the automatic uploads on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays happen because the content is there. All right. Thank you. Please subscribe. Hit the like button, all that. I don't usually say that during the show. A lot of cats be saying that. Oh, please subscribe if you will, please. I feel like I'm begging. I ain't doing all that. You already know. I already put it in the video, on the edited version. The information down. If you want to, if you want to like the shit, like the shit. If you want to subscribe, you like hearing the shit that I do, then subscribe. If not, then don't. I'm not doing all that. We do make money. I got low numbers. I only got 73 subscribers. I'm trying to get them up. So consistency is going to do it. So if I'm got to do this for 73 people, if there's 73 people in the audience, am I not going to do the show for them? No, I'm going to do the show for them. You know what I'm saying? Just like I would do if it was 73,000 in the audience. So same thing, same concept. Consistency will get me the audience that I desire. And it may take a year, it may take 2, and that's what I'm willing to do. All right? Thank y'all for hanging out. I'll holler at y'all. This is Hood Rawlz. I'm out. You out, fellas? We out. Say we out. Say we out, homie. And